I feel like I'm just doing English homework right now. Going for 8 hours straight on English Duolingo. This is the only thing that's gonna keep me awake. Okay, that was really stupid. Duolingo, known for the owl and known as one of the most popular language learning apps ever. And me and Duolingo have quite an interesting history. I've speedran Duolingo for 9 hours straight, and I've speedran Duolingo for even 24 hours straight, which was crazy. However, I wanted to do something even crazier, which was trying to speedrun Duolingo in my native language. You may be wondering, why? What's the point? You already speak the language completely perfectly. But I was like, you know what? It would be kind of fun. Let's see if I can do it. So that's what we're going to do in this video today. I'm going to be speedrunning Duolingo in English until I finish all of it. Also, guys, as well, just so you know that there's no faking here. There's no pretending I did a lot of hours, but I didn't. Right here, I have this TV next to me that will be having a consecutive stopwatch going the whole entire time. And over there, I have a camera that will be recording me on a time lapse. So you guys will know that I am continuously grinding Duolingo for the next however long this takes. So before we jump right into the video, let's talk about the rules of the speedrun. So obviously it's impossible to complete Duolingo in one day if you do every single lesson one by one. Trust me, I've tried. So what I'm doing for this challenge is I get to skip ahead every unit. However, every time you skip ahead, you have to do a test that takes 3 to sometimes 7 minutes at most, because it's a lot of work. As well too, I have to do that for every single section, for every single unit. And the first section has 52 units, and then the next section has 52 units, and I'm not sure how much the third section has, but it's a lot of work. I can't jump ahead on sections. It's a grind. So let's see how this goes. All right, guys, we're about to start our English speedrun. I don't think it's going to be that bad at all. You guys saw the rules. It's 5:39 at night, so actually kind of hoping it doesn't take that long, but here we go. So the grind started and I was just flying through these Duolingo lessons. At first, it was pretty chill. It was pretty easy, but I had to type a lot, which was kind of annoying. All right, so we are an hour into this English speedrun. Guys, I thought this was going to be super easy, but honestly, it's just so exhausting because I'm just typing in my native language in these like basic activities. We are on unit 16 right now. There is 52 units in section 1, an hour in. I also am doing this after work, so I'm pretty tired, but the grind is real. I honestly think I'm going to take some pre-workout just to get me a little more awake. I was an hour in at this point and I was kind of like, what am I doing? It's a Thursday night. I have to work tomorrow and this is all just English. I already speak English, but I was like, you know what? I've already put an hour into this. I'm just going to keep. I was getting really tired really fast. It felt like I was doing high school English lessons over and over again. And I was like, what's the point of this? All right, guys, we've been going for an hour and 10 minutes. I am already exhausted, but right here is full of pre-workout. This is like 2 cups of coffee. So I'm going to drink this and we are going to grind. And I think I'm going to feel a lot better. Oh my gosh. But I took the pre-workout and I was back. I felt amazing now. I had so much energy, so much caffeine, and I was having fun doing these English lessons over and over again. I was like, you know what? My goal now is to get as much XP as possible and just destroy everybody in the Silver League. The pre-workout had me going and had me amped up. It was later at night and I knew it might have been a mistake taking the pre, but taking the pre made it so I was all in. I was going to have to grind this because I was going to be awake anyway. I had so much caffeine. My English score kept increasing, my XP kept increasing, and I was feeling good. I was like, I'm going to destroy every single person in my league, and I want to get a ridiculous amount of XP, and hey, maybe I'll learn a little bit more about my native language. All right, guys, I have been grinding Duolingo in my native language of English for the last 3 hours, and now we're in section 2. And there is another 52 units. So at this rate, we should be done that at the 6 hour mark, which will be 11:38 at night. One down, but we had many to go. I was getting a lot of XP, absolutely destroying everyone in the league, but it felt like there was a lot to go. There were many more sections I had to do, and it was just so much English. All right, guys, this is really repetitive, if I'm being honest. I'm just doing English. Basically just transcribing English over and over again for the past 3 hours and 17 minutes. So I'm going to try to change my location to my bed, which is just right over there, and see if this makes this a little easier and easier on my back. I needed to make a change. I was tired. I just finished work right before starting this challenge, and now I'm 3 hours in of just grinding English on Duolingo. I knew I had to switch it up, so laying in my bed, it actually felt a lot better on my back, and it made me more relaxed in order to keep grinding and trying to finish this challenge. Sitting there and doing something that you don't want to do for so long is crazy, but once you get into the flow of it, you just can't stop. And I knew at this point I couldn't stop at all, or else I would just be done completely. More and more I went. The more and more the sentences got super random, which kind of made it a little fun. Duolingo in English is definitely a little different than it is in other languages, because when I do other languages, I'm like, you know what? I'm spending this time and I'm actually learning things, but with English, I already know it all. All right, so guys, we've been going for 5 hours and 30 minutes now on the English Duolingo, and I'm actually pretty close to what I thought I'd be at. We're on section 2, unit 46. At this point, we're getting into the later parts of the night. It was around 11 p.m. and I was super tired, but I didn't care. I was typing away. All the typing made me exhausted. It felt like so much work. All right, guys, so we've been going for 6 hours and 5 minutes of just doing English on Duolingo, which is kind of insane. It's 11:46 p.m. on this wonderful Thursday night. We're done section 2, and look at this, guys. There's only 36 of the modules on section 3, which makes me feel a little bit better because it's less than 52. That kind of gave me the burst I needed, so we're going to continue the grind. It felt like I basically went, hey, let's just do English homework for the next 6 hours and 14 minutes. And that's what I was doing, just over and over again, listening to what these people tell me and typing what they say. It was crazy. I was exhausted, but I knew the grind was worth it, guys. I knew I could finish Duolingo in English, and that was my goal, and that's what I was set out to do on this night. I had already taken pre-workout and I needed something else to wake me up. So I headed over to the shower and I was going to dump cold water on my head. Okay, this might be really stupid, but I'm just going to dump a thing of cold water just on me. So here we go. Get the mic out of the way here. I was like, this is the only thing that's going to keep me awake. I went and I wanted to make sure I didn't spill it all over the bathroom, so I stayed in the shower and I dumped it all over me, and I was like, holy, that is cold. It was already pretty late at night, and now I'm freezing and soaking wet. Okay, that was really stupid. Okay. All right, guys, now I'm also just really cold, but I feel kind of awake. It's 12:30 in the morning, basically, and we were at the 6 hour and 44-minute mark. Let's see how much I can go. I just kind of realized tomorrow's gonna suck at work, but we're already this deep, so more English grinding, I guess. I felt like a whole new person. I was awake, I was cold, I was tired, but I was committed. And that's what I kept doing. I kept typing in what these people were saying to me. I kept entering these sentences. It was a lot of work, but I kept going. We hit the 7 hour mark and I was like, this is ridiculous. All right, guys. It's been doing this for 7 hours and 11 minutes. We are on section 3, unit 12. It is 1 in the morning. My problem is I have to get up at 6:30 tomorrow morning for work. And and I usually go to bed at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. But now we're at 1 in the morning because I've been doing this speed run for you guys. So new thing we're doing here. I'm gonna try to skip my way to the very end, and in doing that, I'm gonna give myself a 1 hour time penalty for each section I skip ahead. And then we'll add that on to the final time score. Because I love you guys, but I can't sleep no hours tomorrow. I need to go to sleep. Yeah, so I was pretty done at this point. I knew I had to wake up in the next couple hours, and I was like, Reed, you can't pull an all-nighter, but let's try to do this and grind it through. But guess what? When you get to section 4, you have to do the final unit no matter what. You cannot skip ahead. I was like, okay, you know what? I made it this far. I have to do this. So I stayed awake and kept grinding. I was so tired at this point. The lights were off. I just wanted to go to sleep because I knew I had a big day tomorrow. But I didn't care, and I was making some pretty good progress. We've been going for 7 hours and 23 minutes. Take a look at this real quick. We have 5,904 XP that we've gotten in one night. Second place literally only has 448. We're absolutely destroying them. But the fatal flaw is that it doesn't let me skip this. I'm going to have to do every single one of these lessons. And guys, it wouldn't count. It wouldn't count as being finished if I didn't complete every single one of these lessons. Because if you go here, it says 35 out of 36. So, that's going to take a while. But I have to do this. Even though I'm going to be so tired tomorrow, I have to do this. So here we go. And I kept going through the night. I knew I could make it. I knew if I kept grinding, I would be able to do this. And boom, I finished my final lesson. I could not believe it. I was finally done. I got the 130 English score, the max score, and look at this, my menu changed to the completed daily menu. We did it. We beat Duolingo in English in just over 8 hours. And then if you add on the 2 hours of skipping that we will put in, that takes our final score to 10 hours. Take a look, we almost got 7,000 XP in one day. That is ridiculous. We destroyed absolutely everyone in the Silver League by so much. All right, guys, sorry if it's dark, but we've been going for 8 hours straight on English Duolingo. It is 1:37 in the morning, and I work and have to get up at 6:30 a.m. So, I'll do the outro tomorrow. Yeah. Good night, guys. All right, guys, it's the next day. That was an insane grind, just spending 8 hours straight doing Duolingo in English, which was kind of crazy because I speak English. It's my native language. But will I ever do that again? Probably not. That's probably the last time I will be touching Duolingo in English. But it was a cool experience for the video, and yeah. Anyway, guys, that's the video. If you're new here, you might as well hit that subscribe button. I am grinding out these videos on this channel. I love learning languages as well as sharing how I've learned them and making videos like this with Duolingo. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.